Hi everybody and welcome back to Big OGGIE World. Today we are making a curry. John loves a curry, but particularly John loves what he would call a meat curry, so not chicken per se.
I have to say, I do know that chicken is meat. All right.
I know,
before we go any further,
you sort of...
I like a meat curry because all the spices and everything go inside the meat, where chicken it just kind of sits on the outside.
Right.
Yeah, fine.
So we are using a recipe from the Good Food magazine again for September.
It was a good magazine.
It's been a brilliant magazine. We've done lots of recipes out of here. Now, as you will know, if you're a regular on the channel, we are subscribers to the Good Food magazine, and this particular edition came with a free spice blend, which is this, which is what we're going to use today for the curry. If you, obviously most of you won't have that spice blend, there is the recipe for the spice blend on the bottom of the video. John will make sure all the ingredients is listed there, and there will also be the recipe for the spice blend so you can make it yourself. So it doesn't matter if you don't have it, it's easy enough to make. There's only 5 ingredients and they're not difficult ingredients. It's probably something you've got in your cupboard already. So the curry is meat, as I said. It's actually lamb.
Woohoo!
But it's not chunks of lamb, it's made with lamb mince, which should theoretically make it more cost effective. Now, as you can see, we got our lamb on a yellow sticker, which was even better. What I've found with lamb, minced lamb in particular, because we've used it quite a bit recently, and it can be quite expensive. It depends how much fat you have in your mince, and the less fat, the more expensive it gets, to the point where one thing of mince on a 10% fat can cost you anywhere between £6 and £7, and I think that's quite expensive.
To be honest, fat is actually nice.
It's flavour.
Yeah, fat is flavour. And it depends how much of it you eat.
Well, there is that, and there's also the health implications that you need to take into account, because some people like to watch their fat intake and things, and that's
But you're not eating this every day, are you?
No, it isn't. Now, this recipe, it uses 500 grams of lamb mince, and it's to serve 4. So actually, if you look at it on a portion size, it's not that expensive. So, first things first, you need a small red onion, which you need to chop finely, and then we're going to fry it in some sunflower oil for 6 to 8 minutes until it's nice and translucent, but there's no colour on it. And then we need to leave that to cool, because you're going to make meatballs with the mince, and the onion needs to go in the mince, but you don't want the mince to cook with the onions in it. Okay, so I fried my onions. They're nice and soft, but they're not coloured, and they're nice and cool. So what I've done now is emptied my lamb mince into a large bowl. We're going to add the cooked onions in, and then into there we are going to add half a teaspoon of salt, some pepper, half of the spice blend into there as well. And then you are going to get your hands into that mix and mix it all up so that it's nice and combined. Don't rush it. You don't want a meatball with a load of spice mix in. So make sure you mix it well. Once your mince is combined, we need to make it into meatballs, and we should be making around about 16. So they're going to be little bite-sized meatballs, not great big hunks of...
It's a bit like Swedish style meatball size.
I guess so.
Little ping pong balls.
I think this is where your skill as an onion chopper comes in.
I didn't chop this onion, I
You
chopped the other one.
I did this one.
But, these are rustic, love.
The finer you can chop your onions, the easier it will be to form balls.
You do have hand problems with the fibromyalgia that you've got. So.
Yes, I do. And quite frankly, recently I've been absolutely naff at cutting onions. There we go. So I didn't quite get 16, I think I got 14 or 15, but that's good enough. I'm just going to wash my hands and I'll be right back with the next stage. So now we've got our meatballs, we're going to put our pan back onto the heat, medium-ish heat, and we're going to fry our meatballs off so that they're nice and brown all over. So as you can see, they have fried off nicely. I'm going to remove them and put them onto a plate with some kitchen roll just to drain them with a slotted spoon so that the juices stay in the pan, because we're going to use that pan to make our sauce.
I will say, the kitchen smells lovely right now.
There's just something about the smell of lamb, whether it's spiced with curry powder or whatever, just lamb.
Well, we are thinking of having lamb for Christmas dinner right now.
We are having lamb.
So we're kind of bored of turkey. We'll see.
So, as you can see, there are lamb juices left and a little bit of the onion. So, we're going to head on and start making our curry sauce. So, the first thing you do is you get your second small red onion.
That's finely chopped, that one.
That one. Thank you, John.
I know. I did that.
OGGIE did that.
Look at that.
In it goes.
And watch the pretty face, you know.
And we're going to cook this for about 4 or 5 minutes, again till it's starting to soften, but we don't want colour on it. Okay, so those onions are going soft. There are some browner bits in there, but that was from the lamb. Don't worry about that. Next thing that goes in are your spices. Now I am using ginger paste and garlic puree just because I just find it easier to have in the house rather than have to keep worrying about, have I got a piece of ginger, have I got a clove of garlic.
Yeah, part of the problem is, you know, you'll do a curry or you'll do a recipe that needs a clove of garlic and then you don't use the rest of the bowl to put it away sometimes.
So I think this is an easier way. So anyway, it's a teaspoon of ginger paste, that's equivalent to a thumb-sized piece of ginger. 2 teaspoons of garlic puree, that's equivalent to 2 cloves, some coriander stalks, and your chilli if you're using. The chilli is optional, but John doesn't mind a bit of chilli, and because I'm not eating it, you can add chilli.
Put it in. So this is going to be shushed around for about 3 minutes?
About 3 minutes or so. And then we're going to have the next level of spice.
So you put coriander stalks in.
Yeah.
We've got the leaves for later, is that right?
Yeah, I think the actual leafy bits are for making things look pretty at the end.
Yeah, a bit of decoration, but also again a bit more of a fresh layer on top.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so those spices have been tempering for about 3 minutes, and now I'm going to add the rest of the curry spice blend in there. And we're going to shush that around for about another minute.
It's just really about wakening up all the spices, I guess.
Absolutely. The smell is amazing. I think one of the things that I really do like doing is making curries from scratch. I know it's like we've got a spice blend this time, but when you start mixing all the things together and the smells, it's not the same as opening a jar or a packet or whatever.
You keep saying we want to get one of those little, not really sure what they're called, the little round things with all the little containers in. Yeah, to make your spice blend every time.
Right, now, into this we need to add a tin of chopped tomatoes. Top tip, don't buy chopped tomatoes.
Jamie, you're the top tip.
It is, because plum tomatoes are class 1, first class. Chopped tomatoes are second class.
What's left, I guess? What aren't pretty?
What are perfect. So, get yourself a tin of tomatoes, squidge them into your fingers and just break them up.
Just be a big tactile and messy. Oh look, you did what I normally do every time I eat a tomato.
Why not?
Yeah. You're not really complaining about that one, were you?
No.
No. If I'd have done that, Imagine the look on her face.
I do my own clearing up, John.
That's true, that is true, yeah. I'd get a look like that because I wouldn't be clearing up afterwards, that's for sure.
Right, so the tin tomatoes are gone in. In goes a tablespoon of tomato puree.
Just to top the tomato a bit, really. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that went all down my throat. In goes...
We're not making Halloween recipes yet.
300 mils of lamb stock.
Just stock cube.
Just a stock cube. You can get fresh if you can, but we haven't
We're
managed to
trying to find
stock.
the fresh ones, aren't we?
And 3/4 of your creamed coconut. And then give it all a good stir, and you're going to wait now until your coconut cream melts. Okay, so as you can see, everything is in there and it's all combined. Now, coconut cream. This is part of the block of coconut cream.
We got it in block.
I got it in a block. You need 200 mils or grams or whatever, which is exactly the same size that it comes in. Now it says to put 3/4 into the sauce, and the last bit, the ideal is that you drizzle it over the top of your curry.
But they're using a can.
Exactly,
which
and
is softer.
we are not. So we've got a lump, which I believe if I grate it and sprinkle it on the top of the curry, it will melt exactly the same way that the other block has just melted into here. So John's had a little taste.
Nice, really nice.
And it
Nice
says it's
already.
really nice. So as you can see, the sauce is quite thick, and I think the coconut coconut cream rather, helps thicken that up.
My impression is the more coconut cream you put in, the more mild it will become.
Absolutely.
And it takes it away. Well, I quite like it as it is right now. So I would say, especially as we're very quickly going to go to the magazine here, it's got it, and you can see the picture where they've drizzled it over. I am thinking it's kind of a optionally extra thing.
Yeah,
Add an
along
extra layer.
with the coriander.
No, the coriander, yeah.
Goes on the top. So I am going to add back the meatballs now into the sauce, and we're going to let them cook for another 15 minutes, simmering away here.
Really, to just cook the meatballs through.
Make sure the meatballs are cooked through, give them a chance to have a little bath in a lovely curry sauce, and then the whole thing will be ready to serve. Now what I will say is, once you got your meatballs in, if they're anything like mine and you didn't have such a successful onion experience,
Chopping experience, they're going to fall apart.
then be careful how you swoosh them around, because they may fall apart, but they've got to be broken to eaten. So you can let the sauce reduce a little bit, take it to your own thickness. They recommend about 1/4, but quite frankly it's a lovely thick sauce as it is. So.
Some people like curries with a bit of sauce, some people like quite dry. I'm more of a saucy person.
You are saucy.
I know.
Very saucy.
Very. Yeah, I know. I've got a reputation to keep, you know. So you're going to cover these up and we're just going to...
No, I'm not going to cover them because...
Oh, because that'll help reduce this.
Absolutely,
Right.
to let it reduce. I'm just going to put them onto a lower heat and just let them simmer away nicely. Okay, so there we are, our finished dish. It is called Fragrant Lamb Kofta Curry. Serve with rice or whatever you like, and a chapati. John likes chapatis, but you could have naan bread also. If you want to sort of zhuzh it up a bit, you could also use beef. If you prefer beef to lamb, you just use minced beef. And obviously if you're vegetarian, just use vegetables instead, or something like tofu. Anything like that would be absolutely perfect.
Falafel might work, you know.
Even a falafel.
Yeah,
would work.
make the sauce and then just
Yeah.
add the falafel balls in it afterwards.
Absolutely.
Don't cook them quite as long, that's all.
Yeah. So it smells delicious. I'm sure John's going to enjoy it. And come back and join us again at Big OGGIE World. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit the notification button and come and join us with our lives full of fun and, well, stuff.
3 videos a week right now.
Plenty of stuff. Not sure about how much fun, but there's plenty of stuff.